So, and y'all, I mean, I witnessed Zach and Lee come together in the office. So, if you want to do a deal, if you want to beat out other offers, come to the office and work with your colleagues and work with Lee Stern, okay? But be in the office. Yep. Yeah. Yes. Who else is grateful?
I'm just super grateful for the support the KW agents and staff have given to my Keep People from Freezing to Death drive. We've given out 51 0-degree sleeping bags, over $500 in tarps, which I came to find out were super needed. So we've given out over 35 pairs of winter gloves, dozens of hats. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Coming over to this brokerage with so many kind people was 100% the right move. So I'm grateful to be here.
Who else is grateful? I have, oh, John Jordan. There we go.
I'm grateful for Grace. I come in here and she's always so pleasant and nice. And I always bring all my issues to her and she directs me to everybody or she takes care of it directly.
I love it. So, Grace. Y'all, I am grateful. Dave got some gratitude. So I'm grateful for Lindsay. Lindsay created our new agent boot camp, y'all. And today was the second day. And I was fortunate enough to yap for 2 hours. And it was such a great room of agents that are just hungry and ready to learn. And kudos to Lindsay for creating this whole boot camp. So thank you. All right. Any other gratitudes? Oh. That works. Well, while we're skipping it, what are our bite-sized wins? Okay. Who's winning with AI? I had a really cool call last night that I can't wait to talk to you about. It's not going to be today, but I'm really excited about what's happening with AI. Who else is winning with AI? Lee always has one. And y'all, I mean, if Lee Stern
can do AI, anyone can do AI. Let me complete that sentence for you.
You said it.
So Zach and Jeanette and I on this deal that we're doing have a garage that accesses the attic. And so we're all pondering, how do we fix this so that it's correct? And I just went on AI and it told us exactly what product to use and what to do. So, I mean, it was a simple, easy choice.
Who else is winning with AI?
This is kind of a crazy one, but my mom has a renter in her basement and we need to get that renter out of the basement. So AI did a really great eviction letter for me and it was served yesterday.
Woohoo. On that note, Kristen has one, hopefully not an eviction letter, but that is useful.
This one's boring and basic, but it was a huge time saver. Literally formatting PDFs, guys. We're on the go. We're in our cars. We're on our phones. We're not on our laptops all the time. We are a lot of the time, but just being able to go to ChatGPT and say, hey, please format this document in this way for me. It was not a contract. It was just a form letter PDF. It was done and I didn't have to think about it and I didn't have to pay anyone to do it. No offense to all the admin out there. We love you. We appreciate you. But for those of us who don't have you utilize AI. That's what I'm saying.
So I've been using this for a while and it's just my assistant for all of my listings that I have, and plugging in the data around showing activity and doing an updated CMA, absorption rate, et cetera. And now it spits out a pretty darn good snapshot and recommendation. Of course, you have to read it to verify accuracy, but that is saving me Oh gosh, I would imagine an hour per property per week. So if you don't know how to do that, get with Josh Stern. He'll teach you.
At my AI, I've used my avatar that Josh helped us to create, and I got a nice price reduction. Hopefully, I'll be able to get this listing sold that has been sitting there languishing.
Here we go. All right. And while we have our cultural icon come up, Linda, I'll share a little bit of what my call was last night, I suppose. But there are going to be a lot of things. And I was telling the staff today, I like to test people before I refer them out. So if this goes horribly wrong, it wouldn't be your business. It'll be my business that suffers. But I am working with one of my friends that built an AI agency, and he is going to have AI, which sounds like me, call my database. I do have a sect of my database that will not be called by AI, which we can talk about that later. But the database of leads, we probably have around 14,000 people that it will call. And that's going to take off so much time from my plate. And it's going to be so great. And they're going to call, get their mortgage payoff. And then the AI agent will create the net sheet for them and send it to them right when they do that. So I am very pumped for that. But let me test it out, make sure that it's great, and then y'all can use him. And then we have Linda, our cultural icon.
A lot of people here today. I kind of love it. So I know for our Midvale branch that the cultural icon is kind of a new thing. And I really wanted to highlight a person in your branch that has done a fabulous job integrating with both market centers as we merge into one. I respect this person. I think they're an incredible team player. They're always friendly, always so nice. And I am honored to give this to my dear friend, Lindsay Kratz.
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite?
I don't know how this works. I would say commitment in all things. I mean, we talked about that a little bit in our new agent boot camp this morning about find the thing that you're really good at and commit to it. Stop spreading yourself thin in this world. Just commit. So thanks,
Our
Linda.
fearless leader. All right. And I wanted to welcome our new agents and our guests. So we have so many people. This is so exciting. Welcome to all of you. And I know Logan's not new, but Logan hasn't been in the office for a minute. So hello, Logan. Hope that new baby girl's doing well. If you are a new agent and want to introduce yourself, raise your hand. Yep. Or if I stare at you directly, raise your hand when I do that.
I'm Jerica. I'm new here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm Jerica. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Before real estate, I am a barber. I cut Christopher McGee's hair. I've been cutting his hair for like 10 years now, and he brought me over here. To
Looks
such
so
a great
sharp
company. And yeah, I'm excited to be here. So thanks for having me.
My name is Jason Meister. I'm actually part of the operations team downstairs at Real Advantage. So today is like day 12 of this job for me. Primarily, I've been at Utah County, which has brought me on, and I'm excited to be part of the team with you. So.
Hi, everyone. My name is McKinley McQuiston. This is my first week. I also am a yoga instructor at Ritual Hot Yoga. And before I was in insurance, but really excited for this new chapter and to meet all of you.
Perfect. is joining Linda's team as well, Abode SLC. Anyone else? No, that's okay. Just twirling around.
I'm Michael with Advanced Solutions Property Management. I'm the preferred vendor for anybody that hasn't met me. If you have a client or you yourself have many properties that you need help managing, Advanced Solutions is the team for you.
Thank you.
Oh, hi. I'm Jessie Dennerline, and I'm with the Utah Parent Center, and we're a nonprofit that helps children with disabilities. So we will share some information in a little bit.
Hi, everybody. I'm John Vandergenst. I know many of you already. It's good to be back here in Utah again. I am a MAPS executive coach with KWRI and one of the instructors for KWRI. I get to work with many of the teams here in Utah and old roots with Josh and a lot of good experiences with a lot of people in here. I also wanted to make an announcement. Many of you have heard about, how many of you have heard of Phil Jones before? Okay. How many of you got to come to Phil's little micro training a couple of months ago when he was here? Very good. Phil is one of my personal mentors. I'm what's called a certified guide with the exactly what to say organization. So I've gotten to train with him multiple times, and I'm excited to announce that we have an exactly what to say certification, a 2-day certification coming in January. January 15th and 16th. It's going to be in the Midvale Market Center, if I'm not mistaken, right? And it's a 2-day. It's going to go through all of the stuff. If you're familiar with the work itself, it's going to go through all of the sets of magic words. And yet what's really the most compelling part of the magic words, if you're familiar with the book itself, is the psychology that sits under the language. And I think it's one thing to be able to say, well, you know, we can use the magic words in a setting. However, understanding what setting to use the tools is really how you're going to level up. Does everybody here believe that the success of your business is directly correlated to the success of your conversations? That would be something, it doesn't matter what title, whether you're in real estate, whether you're in lending, whether you're in property management, it doesn't matter what it is. Your ability to go out and help people be influenced in positive ways in your business is directly related to your bank account. So what I get really excited about helping my teams across the country work on, and we just did a little bit of this in your team meeting with working with, how many of you have a high-strung buyer or seller right now? It's okay. It's all right. There's a lot of stress going on in the market in a lot of places in the country right now. Houses are sitting, sales prices are declining, days on market are increasing. I mean, it's all of the stuff, right? And our ability to successfully influence in those kinds of situations becomes the difference maker between sometimes getting the house sold or not, or getting the house under contract or not. And sometimes whether you're going to get that 1-star review or that 5-star review. Sometimes it could be the difference between getting it sold and having. So I really am really enthusiastic about this work because I've seen what it can do in terms of helping agents become really, really powerful in those critical moments and conversations where your clients have decisions to make, and therefore you're able to navigate the conversation at a much higher level and get a better outcome for all of them. Well, you've been a student of this work. I think it would be important for everyone to hear.
I think the idea of asking better questions so that your clients can self-discover the best path forward for them is probably one of the most powerful things that you can learn in this industry. It's not, I think our conversation in our meeting was pretty powerful, talking about, we do this all the time. We do it every day. We know what comes next. We know what happens next, and that everything at the end of the day is going to be okay. And do your clients feel that? And how do you navigate the situation so that they feel with certainty that they are making the right decision for them?
So I'd invite you to, if you're not familiar with the work itself, I'd invite you, there's great resources all over the internet. You can prompt AI to say, help me construct this price reduction conversation in the language of Phil Jones. You can absolutely prompt AI to do it that way for you if you want to get into that. And just notice the language differences in how we might say it and how it tells us maybe to say it differently. And then just become curious. I encourage you to become curious about, well, what made it use that choice of words? And that's where we become students of communication and influence in ways that affect better business outcomes. Okay. All right. So I am around. There's multiple people here that know how to get me. I would love to entertain any questions of one-on-one, and very much would look forward to seeing many of you again in January. All right. And thanks for the time, Liza.
I'm going to hand this mic. Lindsay already has hers so that Dave and Lindsay can come up for our broker's moment.
You got 90 seconds. You told me 90 seconds.
I had 90 seconds until JBG talked. No. I love the good stuff. Liza told me I had 90 seconds.
I said a minute, actually.
And then I said I was going to come up here and bitch, and she goes, let's cut it down to a minute. Did you guys hear we're merging? Just saying.
Down to 30 seconds.
You know, it was a great idea, and you guys will benefit from it. We are now seeing all the little things that we actually didn't think through. Not think through, you know, the little details that we need to. So Lindsay and I are both kind of buried in all that kind of stuff. But the one thing you guys can really help us out with is something that shouldn't come as a shock to you. Look at your settlement statements. There's a shocker, huh? Make sure that they actually match what your contract says. That's your basic, right? Here's another even more basic. You know where your license is. Yesterday, we had a half dozen checks delivered here, all of which were to the wrong brokerage. KW Utah versus KW Salt Lake, where your contract was written. If it was under contract here before you moved, then that check has to come KW Salt Lake. We've got to keep them all balanced and all that kind of stuff. And it comes extremely evident that you guys are caught up in the moment at settlement and not reviewing the HUDs. And I really, really need you to review the HUDs. We are down to the final stretch on the merger. Guys, this is going to be awesome. Look at this room. It's going to be awesome for all of us. And Lindsay's got all the liability for all of you.
Temporarily.
That's all. See? It's easy. Nah, 90 seconds.
Hi. Okay. So, oh, it's okay. Thank you. Okay, so I wanted to run over how to log into your Canva Pro account with Command. I've gotten a lot of questions about this lately. And so you'll go to canva.kw.com. Oh, sorry, canva.kw.com. And then it'll bring you to this screen where it looks like you're logging into your Command. You'll log in using your Command credentials, and it'll log you in to Command. It'll say Canva or KW and Command on here, or and Canva on the screen. Now, I've gotten a lot of questions if you can merge your your previous account with your current Command account. You cannot. You have to share each template with your new KW Canva account. So how to do that is you go down to the bottom and you find your email, which would be under your name. So you'll click here and then it'll pull up and you can share the templates with that email. And that's the best way to go about it, that we and the other MCTTs have found, but you cannot combine both. So that is how you do it. And you can always call me if you get stuck, but pretty simple.
And a reminder, Jess is here every team meeting at 12:30 after to help you with all of this stuff hands-on.
Yes. Yes, today. All right, y'all.
Hey, just a couple of I's to dot on this. The Market Center will be sharing the drive where all the files for this class are located. To get a head start, please download those files onto your computer. If you've now built an AI agent, you know that you have to have those files downloaded into the computer. So please just get a head start on downloading those into the computer. I'm sure that's going out if it hasn't already.
Yes, hello. So I'm not sure if y'all have seen this around recently in our emails, texts, also around the office. We are starting the registration hub. So essentially, all the registration forms y'all have been signing up for thus far will all be in one place now. So I kind of listed why it would be beneficial to you guys is because there would be not so many links you have to sign up for. It works essentially like Linktree does. I just basically hijacked our old Linktrees, so you don't have to learn any new systems. It's all our registrations in one spot. So use it, utilize it. It'll be everywhere.
Hello, everyone. So just wanted to give everyone a quick update on the merger and how things are going in the financial world. So just wanted to make sure a lot of SLC agents that have transferred over to Midvale would have gotten a DocuSign last week for your EIN and business tax information. If you saw that come across, please make sure to get that filled out for me this week. Or if you have set up a business anytime this year, send me over your business EIN and address and your name so I can get that uploaded into Command, because at the end of the year, I'll be doing 1099s and I want to make sure that everyone's 1099s are addressed correctly and to the correct payee name. So if you're getting paid into your business name, we need to make sure that we have your business EIN and address all on file. And then these two lovely ladies, Becky Smith and Ashley Brown, if you haven't seen them yet, they house themselves out of the Midvale office. Becky is our executive assistant to Boyd, and then Ashley is helping us out as well through this merger process. You might be getting some communications from them. They are just helping me out with all the financial world. So if you get a message from them, they are my next extension. They are my third arm helping you all out. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to any one of us to help you out. Thanks, everyone.
Can you hear me? Not a CD. Hold on. I can do this. Yeah. All right. Everybody got that? Done here. Okay. Well, as you guys know, every single week for many, many years, I have always done the market reports. I start this at 5:30 a.m. on Monday, so you don't have to. Eventually, one day, you guys will do this without me. In the meantime, we have a lovely format, and we've been tracking this. I think it was April 14th that Audrey threw me under the bus and said, I want you to do this for everybody. So that's what I've been doing. Even when I'm gone, I have awesome people like Mark and Melanie who took over doing the market stats for you guys, which has been really, really nice to have. How many of you guys are now downloading this each week and feeding your mothership inside of your AI with this? Now that's cool, isn't it? Like it's starting to go to work for you guys, which is exactly what we want. The AI does a great job of making sure you don't have to read it. I'm kidding. You guys probably should read it. I do put the national stuff on there. I do every single week, and I put the local stuff on there. And so if we scroll down to the screen just below this, you can see the graphical side of this. I have to thank really Becky Harston for pushing me to create the graphical representations of this through AI to give you guys kind of trend lines of what's happening in real estate. And you can see most of the trends, you know, that are up on the board are starting to move the other way, with the exception of one trend. Anybody know what that trend is there? Days on market are not moving down. We don't expect them to move down this time of year. Okay, we expect the days on market to begin to increase. By the way, anybody know what the national days on market is right now? National? No, 100 plus. Yep, we're 100 plus. I think it's 112 right now. And where is Utah? Anybody recently look at where Salt Lake City might be or Salt Lake County might be? Okay, great. You guys are starting to learn how important this stuff is. It can direct the conversations that we're having with our clients each and every week, so we show up prepared. And so I love the graphical representation. Having done this for a lot of years, I can see the numbers that I post there, but you guys see the graphical stuff. Am I right? I mean, most of us are more visual than we are data oriented, right? So that's super helpful for us. By the way, you can always upload this into ChatGPT and ask it to create the trend lines or to interpret the trend lines for you based upon the graphical representation. And you can see, you know, kind of what direction we're moving and projections that would be made based upon these sort of trend lines. Let's move down to the next one. So I wanted to, you'll see here, there's always a little my market summary, which is really just a summary of what I'm posting below that, along with what's happening from the national market summary. This time I did something a little bit different. Instead of posting anything from Housing Wire, which Logan Motoshami, my leading favorite economist, he does the National Market Trends Report. That is something I look at every week because I want to look at the local lens, look at the national data through a local lens and see how are we different or how are we similar to what's happening nationally and why. And so the summary of that will be there. There's a little bit of projection from Lawrence Yun. Does everybody know who Lawrence Yun is? Okay, those who don't, he's the economist for the National Association of Realtors. He's kind of a data nerd. When you see him and hear him talk, you kind of think, oh my gosh, you know, how could he do that for a living? I'm so grateful for people like Logan and Lawrence for being able to digest this stuff for us. But there's some predictions that are going to be made there, and it's worth taking a look at. I wanted to just kind of show you the graph below that, which is a little hard to see, but you can see with the green what this is showing. Let's go back up right there. Right now, right here. That's the one. Yes. Yeah, is it possible? Can we blow it up just a touch? Look at that. Oh, for those of you guys who didn't download it from their phone and look at it and follow it with me, Kirsten, here's the larger version for you. We're up nearly 20% year over year in terms of our active listings. Does anybody know what our active listing inventory is up nationally? No? No? Anybody reading this? It's about 22%. So we're following very similar to what the national trends are. If we look at the volume of homes that have sold year over year, we're sitting at 39,000. You guys, that's nearly 60,000 commission checks. Go get your unfair share. Properties are still moving. It is still historically low. I mean, if we go back to 2021, there were just over 50,000 homes that have sold. However, we are up 3.29% year over year. And you can see our pending volume versus this time last year is also up. And that's probably indicative of what? Why is that volume looking higher? Does anybody remember where the rates were last October? Yeah, they were north of 7%, right? So that really put a lot of pressure on downward pressure on home selling. So we're seeing something different happen, which is really good. So here's the deal. I asked ChatGPT to prepare a list of questions based upon the following piece of information. If, in fact, we see a 3.29% increase in transaction year over year, where should your transaction count be year over year? Up, down, the same? Should be up. How much? If it's not up 3.29%, you're in the negative. Am I right? So I want you to ask. I asked ChatGPT, and I'm going to ask you the following questions to ask yourself. Are you ready? This is the little Josh in your ear. Did I increase my conversations at least 3.29% last year? Zach? Okay. Did I rely on my market or my skills? Skills, okay. Did I follow a consistent lead generation schedule or did I wing it? Okay. Did I add new relationships into my database each and every week? Each and every week. Did I deliver value to my SOI monthly? Well, you guys have a lot more value this year than you did last year. Am I correct? All right, so you guys are now executing at a higher level. How many of you guys are beginning to see some of the results show up from your efforts on providing that value? Great, excellent. Did I improve my skills at the same time, at the same rate that the market evolved? In some instances, you have with the AI that we're implementing, with learning how to find good information, with taking even this data each and every week and feeding it to the mothership and getting good information, you're increasing your skills. Did I avoid tough conversations, especially about pricing? There's one honest person in the room. Did I track the numbers that actually matter? What are the numbers that matter? What are your KPIs in real estate? There you go. Thank you, Coco. Did I prepare for improved market conditions or did I wait for them? Okay. And did I treat real estate like a business or like a mood? Okay, under each one of these questions, I've given you guys some bullet points to kind of think about of what it is that we could do differently in order to prepare ourselves with what Mr. Lawrence Young thinks is going to be an increase in our sales volume for next year. So I want you guys to be prepared for getting to that point. Look at what you did last year. Look at what you did this year. If you are not up at least 3.29%, you are in the negative. In order to be better, we have to be different. Doing the same thing and expecting different results is the definition of. Thank you very much. That's what I got for you guys today.
This feels really professional. That is backwards. Let's do it this way. How long do you want me to talk? 10 minutes. All right. None of you asked me to talk to you about open houses, but here I am to talk to you about it. So if this is a particular form of lead gen that's attractive to you, or if you want to take advantage of it, then I'm not even the best person to talk to in this market center. There are people smarter than me who've been doing this a lot longer than me. I'm humbled to be asked to talk to you about this. This year, I have closed 8 transactions through open house leads, and possibly one more before the year is out. I have one who's actively looking as a buyer right now. So that's more than average. I mean, that's more than the average real estate agent does in a year, but that's more than average, I think, just among high performers with open houses. And I think the only reason I do so well is not because I'm brilliant. It's not, but to the degree I'm brilliant at open houses because I've been listening to the right smart people. But I'm just relentless about doing them. It's just been an issue of time on task. So when I got into real estate, I asked the guy that got me initially interested in real estate, Alan Walker, who's probably in his office 30 feet that way right now. I said, what do I do? And he said, well, I ran an open house every weekend for my whole first year in real estate, and that kind of got me going. That was good. I was like, all right. And so I did that. And like a sheep that was just doing what I was told to do, I just didn't stop that after my first year was over. And I'll be coming up on 5 years in real estate coming early next year. And early this year, I went to Family Reunion, Keller Williams Family Reunion, highly recommended, and went to a couple of the breakout sessions that spoke on open houses specifically, and took a lot from that. And one of the things I took from it was, hey, if it's working for me, why not do more of it? So most of this year, I've been doing 2 open houses a week. And that's entirely almost what I credit my success to in open houses, you guys. So I mean, there's not a magic sauce here in my mind other than consistency, time on task, and a couple of the right questions, and showing up like a professional. And here's what that translates to for me. The right questions. I think there's a list of great questions to ask at an open house, and the ones that I find most critical for actually obtaining a lead are, who are you working with? And Lee Stern taught me to ask it that way. And I think, have you altered the way you ask that? It's still okay. I'm thinking of. Thank you. Who are you working with, or who's helping you with your home search? Josh.
That is vastly different question than, are you working with anyone?
Exactly. Or do you have an agent, or who's your agent? Because a lot of people, just because they feel the pressure of a sales situation and they know that you're there hovering like a hawk ready to swoop in and get them as a client, and they're uncomfortable with that, and understandably so. And they'll just say, yeah, I have an agent. But what I love about the question, who are you working with, is that if they do have an agent, in actuality, they know exactly what that question means and what it refers to, and they give you the name. And that's valuable information too. For whoever you're holding the open house in behalf of, that listing agent will want the ability to follow up with the agents involved with whoever came through the open house. If they aren't working with someone, though, it does 2 things. You can see the wheels turn in their head as they try to understand the question. They're like, what do you mean, who am I working with? And then when it dawns on them, 2 things happen. They're like, oh, and they give you an honest answer, 1. And 2, the question is asked in a way that makes it clear that it would be obviously beneficial for them to be working with someone to help represent them professionally in a transaction. So I really like that question specifically. And then showing up as a professional has everything to do with Josh's numbers that he's been touting all year. And Josh taught that to his real estate team, what numbers to look at so that you're competent in talking to people at the drop of a hat. When people ask me how the market looks, I say, how long do you want me to talk? Because I can talk about the market at length, and that looks good immediately. And then if I follow that up with a question like, why do you ask, or what's important to you about the market right now, then it gives me the opportunity to zero in on what's important to them. But when I go to an open house and I'm able to talk about the market and answer questions like, what's average time on market right now in Utah? What is it in Salt Lake County? What is it in this neighborhood? What are the comps on the house that you're looking at right now? And things like that. It's an immediate impression of this person knows what they're talking about. I'm comfortable talking about them right here and now about what the market looks like. I'm probably going to be comfortable dealing with them in the course of a real estate transaction. And then the other part I'll just tell you, I think what's been really valuable to me in obtaining leads from open houses has been everything that I said, and then honestly, a buttoned up social media profile where I can say, would it be valuable to you to know exactly what the market looks like right now as you're looking at buying or selling a home? Almost always the answer is yes. And I can refer them to a YouTube video that I make every Monday that says exactly what the market is. And it's basically my personal breakdown of the numbers that matter that Josh has been going over for the last year. I've recently started a broader social media push. And so now I don't have to push them to a 5-minute long video. If that sounds excruciating to them, I can push them to, 30-second or 1-minute reels on Instagram or TikTok or whatever it is. But having a buttoned up presence on social media this year has been invaluable to me in gaining leads. Not because people found me on Instagram and reached out to me, although I'm working on that vector right now as well, but because when I met them in person and could show them a buttoned up social media profile, it gave such a message of credibility. Guys, it's almost like the suit. You don't have to wear a suit, but when you're wearing one, people think you're so much more credible than you may actually be. And when you have a buttoned up social media profile, and you hand that off, here's a great way to learn about real estate in 30-second bits. It gives you so much credibility that you may or may not actually have. Now, if you're in this market center and you don't feel like you have a whole lot of credibility yet, I think you do, just because you're in this market center. And when you don't know what to do next, you can come in here and ask smarter people than you the questions, and you're not going to do your clients wrong. So I think you can go out there, even if you're a brand new agent, with a whole lot of confidence in getting leads and knowing that you're going to be able to take them through a transaction without any hiccups, the hiccups that are within our control, right? Because you could come, you could ask broker Dave questions, or you could ask our company CEO questions, or any number of other brilliant people in here. So these are my thoughts. Anybody want to throw any questions at me?
Can I
Or?
recap real quick and say, if you closed 8
Yeah.
so far this year, Chris, so you've made over $150,000 this year on open houses. That would be a low-end average.
Okay.
What commissions would be.
I'm like, that sounds good.
And I want to go back and see if my memory is correct, because your first year in real estate, I believe I remember that you closed 7 transactions from open houses your first year. Am I close to correct on that?
You were close because it was 6.
Okay.
But thanks for overestimating me. I'll take it. Take it.
Great. I only say that because he was brand new. He came in a suit. Birthday in a suit. So he stood out like a sore thumb in his suit, made us all look bad. But he did get
Made me look bad.
right from the get-go. And I wanted all the newer agents in here, or agents who just have chosen not to do open houses, to understand that it's a $100,000 a year job when done correctly.
Josh.
Well, I think the other thing that you mentioned, and hopefully people hear this, is you're consistently holding houses. And so we go through these rough patches. Chris, I'm guessing you've been through them where it's just like, I didn't get anything, I didn't get anything.
A month straight until this last Saturday. That happened to me. Yeah, I went dry for a month on open house leads until this last Saturday. And I just happened to be at a $1.6 million home when I did it. So that doesn't hurt.
Well, how did you keep your how did you keep, you know, your grit in place going a whole month this time of year without it?
I don't know. It's not a choice. For me, it's I've just made a decision. I don't know how to answer that question in a like really inspiring way. It's just
You know that it's a numbers game, right?
yeah. Yeah, I guess maybe the right way for me to answer that question is something along the lines of, I know there's going to be those dry spells, but I've also had the experience and trusted the experience of people before me when they said, if you keep at it, it pays out. And it does. And so I'm just sticking with it. Right? If I've had 8 closes from open house leads this year and I go a month without any leads, do I say this doesn't work? That'd be backwards. So, yeah. So, I gotta wrap it up. The promotion. If it's my listing, I put more time into the promotion. If it's not, then it's not that I don't want to do the promotion. It's that I have my own clients to service right now as well, and my own business to look after. But when I'm going full bore on promotion, I will go to the neighborhood or the HOA or whatever it is and knock on doors and pass out flyers. I'm with the current social media push I have going right now. I'll include the listing in social media. And then as far as follow-up goes, I think it's really important. It's really easy to get the leads and then like wherever you wrote them down, leave it there and forgot. I think last year I called like 5 people who had just been lost in my database because I didn't put them in my database early, and then I didn't attach a smart plan to them, so I wasn't making any connections. And I would call them 3, 4, 5 months after I met them at an open house, and they'd say, "Oh, we didn't know how to get a hold of you, but we bought a house." Suck. Yeah. So it's critical to put them into your database, I say, like as soon as your open house is over. I go home, I put them in my database. If I haven't done it by then, it's in my calendar to be done, if I haven't done it yet, the following Monday. And then I'm going to follow up with them that Monday with my version of the numbers that matter, just so they know that I still do that. I'm on top of it. I'm letting them know what it looks like right now. And then I'll call them usually that Thursday as well. Yeah. All right. I should get out of here.
For JBG as well, one of the things that Phil Jones says that I mean, I don't like hosting open house, it's not in my genius too. However, if I were to host an open house, Phil always says, where did you come from today? Because that allows you to know if they're a neighbor or if they came from church or if they came from California. It gives you so much insight if that's one of your first questions. Where did you come from today? So enough. And then y'all, Amir and Tori have been working on just so much to pour into you. Like every single day, they are working on different ways to pour into our agents. So, I mean, everything that they bring every 2 meetings is so valuable. So thank you for that.
Thanks.
And listen up.
Just to touch on what Chris said, if you are doing an open house, I don't know if you know, but you can use a lender to help you promote. So we do open houses with you. In fact, Tori's done a few with about what we're talking about, Tori is here. This is where she is in our office. She's amazing for you guys from Utah Real Estate. The other office, you haven't met her yet. Takes some time to meet her today.
All right. And y'all, Muna was able to introduce us to Jessie, who is with Utah Parent Center. And with the holiday season coming up, and as Jessie's coming up, she's going to tell us a little bit about an initiative that we will be doing. I already mic'd her up. I was looking at the
Professionally
clock.
mic'd her. So. Thank you so much for having me today. The Utah Parent Center has been serving the entire state for over 40 years. We are the Disability Resource Center, meaning that we support all disabilities, all ages, and for all people across the entire state for free. I have another slide. So this is just a little bit about what we do. We're all parents of children with disabilities. Does anyone here have a child with a disability or special health care need, or a grandchild or a loved one? Okay. So the journey can be difficult, confusing, stressful. The financial toll is often very heavy on families. I can go ahead and go to the next one. This program that we run during the holidays, we developed because we realized that the families that we're serving, 30% of them are living in poverty, and they have very specific special needs during the holidays. A lot of the kids that we're serving are terminal, and some of them aren't. Some of them just have autism, Down syndrome, and we serve any type of disability. And this program also helps the siblings of those children who need a lot of extra love and support and attention. Go ahead and next slide. Oh, that went weird. I don't know what happened. But so we're going to serve probably around 500 kids this year. We call this program our ELF Brigade. So you all have the opportunity to join. And the way it works is you'll have 2 trees set up, one at each of your locations in your lobby, I assume. And then we'll have about 30 kids on each tree. And their actual gifts are on here. So these are things we ask them to give us 2 wants and 2 needs, and then they're like ideal gift. And so we're hoping that we can get these all filled. And when we pick up the gifts, we actually go through them and see if there's anything missing. And then if we have financial donations come in, then we fill the gaps. So you may see things on here that's like, the child is 16, but is asking for Bluey items, or, something that might seem a little unusual for their age, but that just may mean that developmentally, those are the things that they would like. So if you have any questions about sizing, we get really specific, and a lot of our kids with autism and different disabilities are very specific about what kinds of things they'll wear, what colors, what brands. So we try to get really specific on the ornaments. And if you guys come across one and you're not sure what something means, please let me know. And then I just wanted to finish with letting everyone know that we're a resource center. So if you have clients or anyone that you're servicing that you can tell are like really just in it, struggling, we help families with education plans. We basically hold their hand through whatever stage in life they're in. Some of them have older kids who are going to have to somehow survive on their own after they maybe pass, or there's estate planning type stuff that we do. So whatever stage they're in, please think of us, remember us. My name is Jessie Dennerline. I'm on the development and fundraising team. And I also was in real estate a long time ago, 2008. So if anyone survived that, then, if you know, you know. I think we're going to come pick up everything by December 8th. And she's actually going to have these accessible to you, I think, by Thursday.
The
Yes.
trees are going to be going up on Thursday, but we will have the ornaments up at the front desk. So, you know, if you are after you eat here, want to grab one, they will be available to you. And yeah, I mean, if we, I would love to see us take on all of the ornaments and be able to go back and ask for more.
But we don't wrap the things.
Yeah, so there'll be instructions. We don't wrap them because we give them to the parents. We give them to them in these giant black bags. So we use about 3 or 4 office spaces this big. And we put them in these big black bags. And so parents come in and sometimes they actually wrap them at our center, or they just want to see what it is because this is, you know, important to them. They're extremely grateful. Last year, I hugged probably 100 crying mothers and fathers. These are families that we work with. We know them. We know they're under financial hardship. Disability often impacts the family in ways that people don't realize and understand, but there are people that are unable to work either because of the emotional toll or they physically need to be there with their child all the time. So, and a lot of the parents we work with also have disabilities. So that's another reason that I think the poverty level is a little bit higher in this population. So this is not what we do, but we saw a need in the community. Also, we have a food pantry right now, also not what we do. But when we see a need in our community, we pivot and we help out however we can. So, and if there's any disability questions that anyone has that we can't answer, we work with all of the disability organizations in the community, so we know who can. Thank you. Don't let me.
Boat SLC has a few different open houses that we need covered this weekend or Sunday. If you are looking for an open house opportunity, thanks, Chris, for telling everyone how to do that. Please come talk to me.
I'm working with a client who's moving from out of state, and they're looking for a short-term rental starting January 1st approximately. So if anybody has, I know that's sort of maybe not be in everyone's wheelhouse, but if anybody does have a rental, they're looking for like Salt, Holiday, Mill Creek, 9th and 9th. They're younger. They want sort of the classic areas. Oh, perfect. I will come and see you. Thank you so much.
I have this listing that has been languishing that I've now got a nice price reduction on. And the seller is offering the $13,000 concession with a 2-1 buy down. It'll lower their first year payment over $600 and the second year payment over $300. It's a nice 3-bedroom home in West Jordan for $573.
Just wanted to make a last push as we're moving into December. If anyone would like to help keep someone warm this winter, we'd love if you bought sleeping bags. The more people we can keep warm, the better. New agents, please, no pressure. We only want you to donate if your cup is full, please. So.
And with that, we are going to have Ira.
Hello, everyone. I'm just going to quickly go over a couple things that make Ibex unique from the other companies. And then you guys can have tacos. So that'll be a good reward. So first, I just want to start off by talking about our owners. So our owners are Adam and Chad. So Adam was in real estate for 18 years and Chad was in the home warranty industry for about the same amount of time. And what's awesome about that is they came with two different perspectives to create Ibex Home Warranty. So we cover everything in yellow, 100%. We have no exclusions. That's something that makes us unique. You don't have to worry when your clients call in that we're going to deny their claims if it's in yellow. It's covered 100%. Our one plan's $800, covers them for a full year, $85 for the service fee. And then we also employ our own contractors. This gives us a big competitive advantage because we are able to get out 60% of the time the same day to your clients' homes, 40% of the time the next day. So we're super quick. Our office staff answers the phone in an average of 15 seconds. And you get to listen to goat noises as you wait, which they've told me some people ask to be put back on hold, but I don't know if I believe them. But if you guys ever need anything, we're all local. We're a local company. You can call me personally. I left my business cards by the food as well. And I'll be here to answer any questions you guys have. But thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, and y'all, we have sent this to you through email. It's on our link tree, but we are going to include this at the end of every single team meeting. Again, this is your lovely leadership staff and all of our contact information. And if you need additional guidance, we have the office phone number as well. But all of this is right at your fingertips. If you can't find it, let us know. We can show you where the link tree is. And with that, go eat. Thank you.